Roger Delgado and Maurice Denham, of course, were two consummate actors, and I was very delighted to have them in there. Maurice I had only ever known through comedy shows on radio. When I was a youngster, he was in a wonderful sitcom on radio called Much Binding in the Marsh, and his laugh, which was was iconic, really, to listeners in those days. And he was like, but then later he went into films. He was in The Purple Heart with Gregory Peck, playing a coward. And I suddenly saw Maurice in a different light. And when I met him, I thought, oh, there's a very different character here. But he was, Maurice had a great habit, I seem to remember at that time anyway, of suddenly scratching his neck. And so many times that I thought, it's bound to, to upset his script or something. Because when you're in a radio studio, radio drama, trying to keep your script quiet is something. It's very, very difficult. And I know there are there's special paper that you can use that doesn't make such a noise. And I remember that from Maurice. But I talked to him quite a lot, and he was a very interesting man, a very ordinary man in many ways. And, if somebody had told me, without me having known him, that he was an actor, I would hardly have believed it. Roger Delgado, of course, was a very intelligent man. Of course, being the master in Doctor Who. But also, I'd known of him through, again, David Spencer, who had been auditioned for the role of the driver in From Russia with Love. The chauffeur. He didn't get it because he couldn't drive, but I think Roger was in it, and I think he took it over, and very sadly was killed during the filming of From Russia with Love. But David also was distantly related to Roger Delgado's cousin. His cousin was married to Roger Delgado. Talking to him, you realise that he had many broad interests. He liked reading, he liked good music, and he knew a lot about the business. Now, I'm not too familiar with his background, but I remember him being a deeply thoughtful person in the studio, and interrupting him would be a mistake when he was reading, because he used to read a lot in the green room. But if he was he was one of the few actors, and I mustn't say few, that's defamatory, but one of the actors who did his homework. And I haven't got any funny anecdotes about Roger Delgado, but I do remember him as somebody who knew far more than I did. And that's not going high.